2, 1, action.
Hello, gamblers. I feel like there should be some sort of sound effect after that.
Air horns.
Dre said not that one.
Just to say air horns.
Dre likes to come for you right after intro. I noticed that. He be coming in hot.
Me and Dre gonna be scrapping. It's because he got cut out my reels, and all of a sudden he in the
Oh,
reels.
yeah. That's what it was.
It's all good because I still ain't got paid for bringing George to the party. So
George does it. We didn't even give him a tip or nothing. Well, we did give him some apples.
We gave George so many apples.
Mad apples.
We gave George mad apples, and apples are expensive in Ghana. Perfect segue. Apples are expensive in Ghana. That's a perfect segue.
Wait, we got to intro ourselves first.
Go to intro ourselves.
Okay. I am the Empress Fudia.
I'm Legally Masa.
the one and only Dre Taylor.
Hey.
We haven't been telling people where they can find us.
We haven't.
Yeah. Okay, well, you can find us on Instagram at
Dre Taylor 51.
Legally Masa.
Kenya sounds foreign. Kenye.
Okay, and we'll put all our other information about our various business endeavors down in the links.
Sure.
below.
Dre, what does the 51 mean in your name?
That's where I'm
He was
from.
born in 1951.
If I was born in 51, you like 48. Because you are older than me.
Dre love to drag it.
Oh, man.
Love to drag it.
Shoot.
Dre, I wasn't even
Ooh.
holding my neck up when you was born.
That is funny.
When I couldn't even
Yeah.
sit up when you was born.
Hey, older is older.
Me and Kenya, the young ones.
Oh, yeah. We spring
You
chickens
would-
out
oh,
here.
Now you say
We-
bitches
we-
Kenya.
we-
Yeah, you see him trying to get a little lower.
We the young tiger cubs in here. We got Auntie Masa in
The
here.
cougar.
Auntie the cougar.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll take that. The big madame.
Yeah, so.
Okay,
my
anyway,
dog.
so that's where you can find us. We all off topic.
We stay off topic, but we
We
try to
stay
bring it
off
back
topic.
together some kind of way.
Okay, what's our topic today?
We're just talk. Okay, well, let me say first. Again, all my stories start with I was watching YouTube.
As long as you know.
I was watching YouTube. Shout out to Hayford. You remember Hayford? We're supposed to be doing an interview. We have Hayford. Every day I see you interviewing this diaspora and that diaspora. And we still have yet to put together our interview. What's so difficult about getting our interview together when every day you're interviewing someone else? I wanted to give you a shout out. It turned into me calling you out, but I'm just saying. Let's get together.
We were next door neighbors sharing a gate for
Yeah.
months.
Can you imagine?
Next door neighbors.
And we
sharing
still
a
haven't
gate
managed
for
to get
months.
our diaspora interview.
I'm telling you.
But anyway, I was watching his interview with another diaspora. Actually, he had a local Ghanaian and a diaspora, and it was kind of like a debate. But the Ghanaian stance is what was interesting to me because he insists that any young person that can has got to like get out of Ghana. He's like, just like your best bet for succeeding in Ghana is just to get out. He doesn't feel like you can like come up here, be raised here, and really make it here.
Wow.
He feels like there's a lot of things that hinder people from being successful. I don't know. He just really, like, that's his stance. Like, leave.
I think that's the mindset.
Right. Because he also, I mean, I was really watching. The guy, I found him to be very interesting. I don't remember.
How old was he?
He was like in his late 20s,
That's really, that is,
maybe.
that's a harsh.
I was like, this dude is so
Because-
interesting.
Because the way I see it is we live in a worldwide market with the internet.
Yeah.
You can do business over the internet worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just pigeonholed to work and go get a job in the U.S. when everybody's working remotely.
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Right.
for the most part.
Especially now.
Because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can do a whole bunch of things over the internet, learn a whole bunch of things. But you don't have to go to college these days.
Mm-hmm.
If you can sit there and learn a lot of stuff in trades and take certifications from free classes online to do whatever it is you want to do. And so I don't think you necessarily have to go to the U.S. It just seems that some people see that as a way out to say, okay, I can go there, get a job, earn this amount of money,
Mm-hmm.
not understanding, you know, what comes along with it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I was watching him, and he strongly, I think, believes in like the American dream. The way that I was listening to him talk, and I was like, you talk like somebody that's never actually experienced the United States. And he just basically thinks like everybody that's not, you know, doing well and spending their money wisely in the U.S., like it's, well, not spending their money wisely, but doesn't have enough money for this or that. It's because they're not trying or they're not. He had some strong opinions, and he feels like if he was ever given that opportunity to go to the U.S., to come and see him thriving, Come on, see him successful, rich, buying a house. All that was like, wow, you just got it all figured out. Shout out to dude. I don't know his name.
Wow.
But he had some very, very strong opinions. Yeah. And then he also had opinions about diasporans that are moving to Ghana. And one thing that he said that I found to be very interesting is he believes, or he says he knows that diasporans that are moving to Ghana, they're doing so with at least about $100,000.
No.
I'm sorry. What?
I'm not going to speak for anybody else on this panel. But if you think I moved to Ghana with $100,000 for my Ghana move, saying, okay, I've collected my $100,000, let me move to Ghana, that is so far from the
This
truth.
Ghanaian who has never left Ghana
Yeah.
believes that the diasporans who are moving
The ones that
there-
are moving here, like, oh yeah,
All
because
of
they
us.
got 100,000.
I don't think that's not a Ghanaian thing. That's certainly an African thing. I as Sierra Leonean and Americans, I can tell you that I am sure that the majority of our family members have always thought that we were the rich cousins living in the U.S.
Oh, I have multiple cousins in my inbox right now.
Unread.
I saw, you know how you see the message when it's coming in, but you haven't read it yet?
Uh-huh.
It was about some school fees.
Of course it
I
was.
said, okay.
Of course it was. It's always about some school
Okay.
fees or an illness.
Somebody's
Me
in the
too.
hospital.
Me too. My student loan payments are about to start coming up again. I got the email.
I got the email.
And you're here asking me for, I need somebody to pay my school fees.
School fees that I incurred almost 20
Years ago.
Like, you talking about?
And you're telling me about school
I
fees.
wish I had somebody in West Up I could talk to about my school fees, my student loans.
Listen.
But yeah, no, I think that's a very common conception, misconception, which is that we go to America, we pick money from the America money tree, and then we bring it here, and we're ready.
And we just ready to
to
spend.
spend it on y'all, on you. First of all, everything about that is false. Number one, don't nobody want to spend on you. I want to spend on me. It's looking like a me season. Number two, everybody's not coming here with six figures. The average, I wish I had Googled this. I'm just going to guess. We don't know what the real answer is, so maybe we can just go on ahead and like put the real answer in the edited video. But if I had to guess what the amount of money that the average American has in his or her checking account, because the average American probably don't even have a savings account.
Oh, on that same episode, the American guy said he was like, most Americans maybe have like $1,000
I was literally going to say,
in a bank account.
I was going to say about $800 to $1,200.
On average.
$800 to $1,200 is probably what most
And it's
Americans
not
have
like
in their bank account.
spare money.
That's money that should be used towards a bill that they owe. They
Yeah,
owe
it should be,
bills.
yeah.
It's not, they owe car payments.
There's payments
They owe
due.
mortgages. They owe student loans. But they holding on to that $800 to $1,200 because that's the money they want to spend on what they want to spend it on and not what they owe. So
It's something like that, $2,000.
Couple $1,000,
Average
yeah.
person's bank account back home in the States.
yeah.
They live in check to check.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
A lot of homelessness in the United States, it's simply because people lost their job or they missed out on 2 paychecks. Like they say, many people are 2 paychecks away from homelessness. 2
Yeah.
little paychecks. That is 4 weeks of work away from homelessness. So yeah, America's done a great job of propaganda. So
Yeah.
that's a lie. But
It's
not
a lot
everything
more-
he said is a lie.
And it's a lot more homelessness in the States than it is here in Ghana or in Africa, period.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
You
there
have a
is.
lot more homeless people in the States than it is here in Africa. And why is that? Because it's more of a communal place in Africa
Right.
where you can stay at this relative's house.
Yeah.
If you can go anywhere, really. They'll take you in. Somebody going to take you in.
Yeah, yeah.
If you see anybody on the streets here in Ghana, they probably from a different area. They're not really from a crowd, don't have family here.
Yeah.
But if you have family here, then more than likely you have somewhere to stay.
Yeah.
It's not like in the U.S. where
Right.
they kick you out.
We were just talking about this the other day. Like, at the end of the day, I can go to my village and
Yeah.
they'll welcome me and they'll feed me. I'll be okay.
You would be invited.
Yeah, I'd be more than welcome. You know what I mean? So,
I think, was that in connection with us talking about like our fake, non-existent, like secret lives that we would have if we were running from the law? Because we've talked about that. Like if we were
Hypothetically.
because it amazes me. It never ceases to amaze me when I see. It has just happened to be Nigerians a few times. Not obviously that Nigerians are committing more crimes, but
Right,
it just
of course
has
not.
happened to be Nigerians a few times that get caught up on major drug cases, major RICO cases.
I know one personally.
Yeah, We know one personally.
Yeah.
Grew up with in Terre Haute, Indiana, and somehow Fam Bam found himself caught up in a major RICO case out of California. And I just thought to myself, now Fam,
Now you had all that time.
so many planes, so many.
He
flights
asked, there were
per day
planes
leave.
incorporated in the
As a
operation.
matter of fact, he had a private plane.
Yeah.
I think he had 2 private.
There were
jets.
planes involved in the
He had
operation.
2 private jets, and none of them
None of them led to Lagos.
None of them led to Abuja. None of the. Oh, you got to get off a plane in Abuja. You couldn't get lost in the 50, 100 million people in Nigeria.
To answer your question, it was not about
was
the
not
hypothetical
that.
life of
Because
crime.
we had private jets.
We had-
Listen.
Yeah.
You couldn't get
We
me
talked
out
about how being a village, I'm going to know when anybody's coming. I'm going to hear from
the
down.
feds,
It's going to be somebody coming. There's some
Ninjas.
strangers coming. Ooh.
Interpol, any kind of white people.
By the time the strangers actually reach the village,
By the time you reach there, I've lost
I'm just
into a deeper jungle.
Anyway, that's never going to happen.
It's never gonna happen.
They will
guys.
never find you in Africa.
Ever.
Never
I'm good in
find
any
you.
hood. I
You'll
promise
never
you that.
find
me.
Never.
You would go down certain places where you don't think nobody lives,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll go down the street and you make a turn or see somebody go through the bushes. Like, where the hell they
Yeah,
go?
yeah.
It's a whole village.
Little
there's a
development
village
back there.
behind there. Where it's
You're
like,
not gonna find me.
you will never find
never
because
find
there's no addresses really.
Y'all lucky I'm not a criminal.
First of all, number one, we're not racketeering.
We're absolutely not.
But if I were running an ongoing criminal enterprise, I guarantee you I'm running it from a jungle in Africa. I guarantee you, you're not gonna get me at LAX. I swear to God, you're not catching me at JFK.
I'd have been. That'd
Swear
kicked
to
me.
God.
I'd have been in so much trouble in my 20s. Oh my goodness,
Man.
Oh,
Y'all gonna
man.
have to use international resources to come and get me. Come get me.
Okay, so this has nothing to do
That is
with
not what we were talking about. We were just talking about.
I'm
we
a
were just talking
changed
about.
man.
You're a changed man now.
Changed man.
What if they had let you into Africa back in your 20s?
They probably would have kicked me out.
Yeah.
Deported?
They deported me out. I'd have come to fly into Togo and come back across the border.
Okay, he gonna make his way back in here.
Fly to Togo, Lome, and come walk across the border.
Dre.
Oh man.
You was active in your 20s, huh?
Oh, active. You know what I mean? But I'm on a good narrow. I was a pillar in the community when I left. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Pillar here, so,
Absolutely.
You know, but yeah, it just.
Back to what dude was saying though, yeah. Americans are not coming here with that much money. Let me tell you right now, I'll give you the answer right now. I'll give you the key. And it's a simple remote job, remote work. You've heard of it. That's all you need. I don't know why you think somebody has $300,000-$400,000 in their bank account when they're literally just working for a paycheck remotely. It's just about making the U.S. dollars. That's all.
The pound.
Or the
yen,
pounds. Yeah, whatever you make it.
Euro.
The yen is up.
Yeah,
Make
that's
it
how
remotely.
that's how Americans are succeeding or living here comfortably.
The cost of living is lower.
It's lower, and then you're making that,
Substantially.
you know.
because the price
Dollar.
of living. Excuse me, it varies from whatever area you're living in.
Yeah.
And so we was talking about rent here
Yeah.
in Ghana. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to live in the high areas like Cantonment, East Legon,
East Legon.
Airport area, Labone, then you're gonna be paying U.S. prices. Sometimes more.
More than
You know,
U.S.
sometimes
prices.
more. But you can go in the outskirts. You know what I mean? Because this place you can rent out for like $6,000 a month, and you got to pay a year in advance.
A year in advance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes too.
And that's
Sometimes
72
too.
racks in a year that you got to pay in advance.
Right here, up
You know what I
front.
mean? And people are paying.
They're
You know
doing
what I
it.
mean? The people got money to pay that because they're obviously paying it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But there's other places you can live, for as low as $50 a month.
Exactly. I think what we
Lower
all
than
have
that.
in common
Lower
is
than
that
that.
we all think outside the box. So we didn't come here doing what other people are doing. You know what I'm saying? The area that we found, nobody told us about like, oh, go this way and find something. We were just like, well, there has to be something more affordable.
As a matter of fact, people tried to discourage us and dissuade us from being remit.
Yeah, they
people,
did.
As soon as you say it, just like, oh, so not East Legon. Oh, so not Cantonment.
Yeah, because
Not
it's
shallow.
like they try to,
It's a clout thing.
It's very much a clout thing.
It's a clout thing. It's a prestige thing.
To say I live in this area.
Yeah, to say that I live in Cantonment or I live in
The
East
thing
Legon.
about us is that we're not living for any of y'all. I don't
Nobody
care
what y'all think.
what you think.
What?
Respectfully.
They're living your best life, though.
Obviously.
Absolutely, because we
Literally.
figured it out on our
Because
own.
we know how to finesse.
Yes.
The point is, what we're not doing is paying $8,000 a month.
A
for
month
rent.
for rent.
We're not paying $8,000
US
a
dollars.
month for rent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So get into when y'all first came, how much was y'all paying a month where y'all was staying at?
When we first came, we were at an Airbnb in East Legon.
So that's a little bit more expensive, probably.
Yes. Of
It
course.
was a little more expensive. It was like a whole house. How much
That's
did
not
we
what
pay
made
for
it
that?
expensive. What made it expensive, because it was just, I want to say that was maybe a 4-bedroom house, but that's not what made it more expensive. It's that it was an Airbnb.
They fees.
Sure,
and they
sure,
Yeah,
charge
sure.
and they
you.
add their fees and the cleaning
So,
fees.
True.
so
and blah, blah,
usually,
blah.
if you do that, if you want to do, you find somewhere that you want to stay a long period of time, you work something off of the books of Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Because they get a
correct.
percentage taken off. And you say, hey,
Correct.
let's do something off the books.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we can do X, Y, and Z. And so if you're looking to do that, go off the books. Don't
Yeah,
go through.
it's
Do it
true.
like one day and say, okay, the last day that I'll do it, we'll do it for the insurance purposes in case something mess up or happens. So do the first day Airbnb and then the last,
day. Yeah, that's
Airbnb,
good advice.
and you do it. So if there's anything that happen, the insurance will take care of it.
Yeah, I guess for if we knew that we were going to only be there temporarily, but I feel like the backdrop to our willingness to think outside the box and to live outside the box of where the cool kids live, which would be Osu, Cantonment, Chateau, East Legon, is because we've lived in Africa before, and so
True.
we did not come to Africa with the expectation of trying to find a place in Accra that looked like Chicago,
like America, yeah.
that looks like Indianapolis. We didn't have that notion, and we also weren't coming here expecting to rent a place that looked like a Nigerian film. Right? Like our backdrop and our comparison for living in Africa was where we lived in Sierra Leone. Right? And so apples to apples, if you're comparing, the economy and the infrastructure in Sierra Leone to the infrastructure in Ghana, Ghana's going to win 10 times out of 10 because it's just much more developed. There are more amenities here. And so for us, everything was a come up, when we're talking about African living. Like we were very comfortable.
when it comes to African living.
When it comes to African living, like everything was a come
Yeah.
up. But the other thing that Kenya said, truly, we live our model by that. Our mom was very much cut your coat according to your size. Like that was her mantra. Cut your coat according to your size. So there's never been a point in our lives where we felt the need to keep up with the Joneses.
Never.
The Joneses cut their coat according to their size, and the Sanforays do things to the best extent that we can do it. And so we were very, very willing when we were looking for places to look outside of the main ritzy areas. And we found an amazing area.
Yeah, so
East Legon Hills.
East Legon Hills, which is a quickly developing area. And so once we left the Airbnb, we moved to separate places. The place that I found was a 2-bedroom house. It was newly remodeled. It was a house with a huge compound, like self-contained. It was way more space than I needed. Looking back,
It was so crazy. I remember the first time being there, I was shocked.
much more space. I mean, it was like fit for a family, but it was me and my dogs.
At one point, in fact, we considered switching because I actually
Exactly,
have a
because she actually
family.
has the children.
And you had this huge grassy compound,
Yeah.
and it was just you.
And for all of that, though, it was 1,500 cities a month.
So about $1,300 from the $130.
$130 a month.
Yeah.
Per month
Yes.
for rent.
For rent. For a nice, newly remodeled house with a gate, compound, garage,
Yeah.
all of that. And that's also what I wanted to bring up because I've seen a lot of people accuse people of lying basically about the cost of living in Ghana or what you can find, especially to rent. But what they're looking at is these Cantonment locations and all, Osu
And they just can't believe you
Airport.
can rent
They
somewhere for
cannot
that
believe
long.
that you can possibly rent something for $130 a month because they're paying $6,000 a month. And I'm here to tell you that you can.
First of all, if you can find your place online, you've already started with a more expensive location, right? If your place is being advertised on Mikasa or Gigi or Realtor.com, you've already started with a place where the landlord is marketing it towards people who have access to a smartphone or to the
fair enough.
internet and who can pay a realtor the realtor showing fee, which is a thing here. There are many, many other places, and if you want to know those places, you ask people that like us, or you ask, again, I know that we've said, I know that we've said the word driver many, many times, but I'm going to keep on driving that point home. Ask your driver where he stays.
It's going to be a drinking game. How many times they say
How many times they say driver? Yeah.
Ask your driver where he stays, where his people be at, where's his friends stay. You know, like where do all the people who work in these areas, like where do they live? So, I mean, Ghana can be as expensive or as
inexpensive you want.
As
we were saying, you could get you a little room for about 300 cedis. How much was about $30?
It's less than 30. You ain't
Yeah.
get 20.
When I say room, I literally mean it's a room, but hey,
You might have to bath outside
It's
in a
communal like little
bath.
washroom.
You have to cook outside.
But you'll have a roof over your head.
Hey, for 5 years,
Yeah.
you know, you're looking at
What is that a year?
$1,000.
Like 5 years, like
Yeah.
Nah, it's a little bit more than that,
But
but
still,
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds crazy, but the thing is, if you are a single person and you are just here on an exotic adventure, or you're trying to figure out your life, you want to figure out what area of town, you know that you don't have $100,000, unlike what old boy said in Hayford's video. You don't have $100,000 stacked up, and you want to be able to buy land here. Maybe you would be open to we call it room and parlor, one room and parlor, or like what do they call it? Hall in.
Chamber and hall.
Chamber and Hall. We say
Thank
room
you.
and parlor, so they say chamber and hall.
Chamber and hall.
Yeah, maybe you'd be open to a chamber and hall.
1 bedroom and living room.
Yeah, exactly.
One
you have a
bedroom and a
bathroom.
living room. Communal bathroom, like you be all right. You lived in the dorms before, you know what it's like. Like
If you want to stack your
you
bread,
don't stack your money.
if you want to build out here, save your
Yeah.
money.
I think it depends on where your priorities are at. Because as I was saying, some people want to come here and be like, I'm living that life in Africa. They want their house and their street and the location to all be IG ready. You know what I'm saying?
And you can still do that. It's going to cost you a little bit more, but it can still be $200, $300
It could be.
Yeah.
a month.
Yeah.
Nice, laid out, you know, furnishing, finishing. You got to bring your own furniture in, but
Yeah.
you know, everything is looking nice inside where you can't do that in the U.S. for $300.
Absolutely
You know what
not.
I mean?
My place, so that was your place was 2 bedrooms on this huge grassy yard. That's what I love so much about it, was the grassy yard, because you don't get a whole lot of grass in Accra.
No.
Like outside of Accra and other parts.
Yeah,
of
it
Ghana,
actually
but
had grass.
inside
But the
Accra,
thing about that, remember
King, I don't even.
my landlord tried to get me, y'all.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
now, but
Police
I was
case.
smart, because when I first got there, then rainy season started. I think I moved there in like June. It was around my birthday.
2 seasons, rainy and dry.
Yeah. So rainy season started, and I saw immediately that in one place there was like a little tilt in the yard, and this water was just gathering on this one side of the yard, and it would just sit. So by the time I'm moving out a year later, why did my landlord try to get me to pay to replant the grass in his?
Sir.
I said, no, I just so happened to have a photo in my phone from last year. I literally had to show it to a police officer. We were in like a police station at this point, because he had a whole list of things he wanted me to pay for, and I wasn't here for it. And again, I was like, okay, we can make this a thing. I've been in the police station one too many times, and I cried.
Police station so many times. Right now, I keep on checking.
Police are like mediators here, so like sometimes you just need them to like work things out for you. So I literally had to show the picture to this police officer. Like, this is like, I'm no horticulturist, but this is why his grass is turning brown. And if he doesn't fix the irrigation in this yard, it's going to happen again. But it's definitely not going to be me, Kenya, that comes and replants your grass for you. Are you mad?
So that was your yard and your house. My house was also in East Legon Hills. It was probably about like, well, had the roads been fixed.
Right.
Because we was paying rent on the low, and that was because there weren't great roads. It was what they call rough road, or an unpaved road to get to these houses. But my house was brand new construction. In fact, the owner had never lived in the house. I was the first person that ever lived in the house. So I moved in, brand new construction. You know, I want to say it was maybe a quarter plot. No, maybe a half a plot. Maybe it was a half a plot. So enough for my car to be able to pull in, 2 cars even to be able to pull in. And then it was a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. Matter of fact, 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, with the kitchen and a living room, like all marble, all tile. It was beautifully constructed off a very rough road. But that was what, $2,700 a month, and I was
2,700
I'm
CDs.
sorry, 2,700 CDs.
So
and
that's
I was
about close to $170 some dollars.
I'm
Well,
just-
hold on, $2,700, so
Yeah.
about $250
$250.
$250 a month.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that was me negotiating as an American. I'm certain that a Ghanaian could have got it down to the low 2000s because of the road. I just didn't care at the time. I was like, $250 a month, sign me up. And I paid 2 years in advance. So it depends on what you're looking for, and are you willing to think outside the box, and are you going to take all of your advice from the people who work for the embassy who are obligated to stay near the U.S. embassy?
And who's not even paying their rent.
And
the
who are not
embassy is
actually paying their own
to
rent.
stay there.
Yeah.
Who works for the U.S. government can pay $72,000 a year in rent? Come on, you guys. It's like we
Up
get
front.
to Africa. Cash money up front. First of all, they're not paying it $8,000 month by month in the U.S. There is nowhere that you are working for the U.S. Embassy where you're paying $8,000 per month. And so you get here to Africa, and then you get them like hyped up to make you think that you need to be close to the embassy in case of a crisis. I don't know when Ghana has had that level of a crisis where they need to fly U.S. U.S. workers out or fly U.S. citizens out, but it certainly hasn't been in recent years.
No.
So the embassy had all of the embassies are in this one place. So all of the embassies, Qatar and Dubai and Thailand and Spain and U.S. and Canada, they all in the same area. And that area is, of course, going to be the most developed part of Accra
Right.
and the most expensive part of Accra. And then there's a place where all the Ghanaians live and anybody who has some good goddamn sense, which is outside of those areas. And the rest of us are out there paying $2,500 CDs, 3,000 CDs, 1,500 CDs, and living quite comfortably.
Yeah.
So that's how we lived. when we
It's
first
true.
got
Believe
here.
the hype. Yeah.
And then we built a house. So I shouldn't say that. Bought and flipped a house. Bought and flipped a house.
In the same area, though. We didn't leave that area.
The exact same area.
Yeah.
So now we've moved from East Legon Hills, which sounds a little bit more, ritzy than Nanacrome, which is where we live now. So Nanacrome is a little bit closer to Accra, but East Legon Hills flows off your tongue, so I just still say East
Yeah.
Legon Hills.
Live in the hills.
Because it sounds bougie.
Not to
We
be
live in the
confused
hills.
with the Brigga Hills.
Also not to be confused with the East Legon.
Right. Also. Yeah.
But no, we love the area.
We love it. We love it.
Yeah.
And so if you can deal with like the roads not being paved, which is, it's not just Africa. I tell people all the time, like if you go anywhere like South America, Caribbean, Mexico, roads are the same. You know what I mean? People fly. I mean, I done flew to Tulum, I don't know how many damn times, and it was on the roads worse than the ones that are here in Ghana. You know what I mean? Listen to my Nita Baker drive down the street at night. You know what I mean? Like, man, this is crazy. You know, but it's like if you can get used to that and get over those roads,
Yeah.
you can find a gym, like diamond in the rough.
Definitely.
You know what
Definitely.
I mean? For $200, $300.
I don't know if people are also like insisting on living around other foreigners as well.
That's hard to do because people always ask like, where are all the Americans living?
Right,
Where the
exactly.
It's not like we
We
got
don't have-
house
yeah.
next to each
Yeah.
other, next to each other.
Right, right. No, no.
It's hard to find that. It's
Yeah.
like 10,000 of us spread across Ghana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And majority of us in Accra, and it's like it's gonna be hard to find another unless you living in the cantonments at the embassy. You
Yeah.
working
Right.
at the embassy.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna find your neighbors gonna be from the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're scared of going outside, like to an area where we are, where there are no other for. Like we was just saying earlier, I got funny looks for a long time until now they realize like these people, they're part of our community
I think
now.
because how we grow up, where it's like moving to a new hood and thinking it's gonna be bad there.
Yeah.
All this crime here. How they gonna perceive us? Africans don't like African Americans.
Yeah.
This and that. And it's like that's not the situation. They don't care. They're
The
not
most
really
you're gonna
tripping
get is
on
a
you.
funny look, like, what are they doing out here?
It's like you would look at somebody else. coming
Just
in
like
the
you would
neighborhood,
look at a new
like,
person.
who
Yeah.
coming
Who are they?
across? I
Where'd
ain't
they
never
come
seen them
from?
before.
Exactly.
You know, and so that's the looks you get. I get looks, you know what I mean? Because they know I ain't from around.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I
You
mean?
ain't
Other
from
than
around
that-
here.
Yeah, but other than that, you know, I'm waving to people. They waving
All the
back.
time.
When you get
I
to
laugh
know
at
this.
myself sometimes after I be in the neighborhood like, hey, Dad,
Yeah.
I'm coming, yes.
Always I'm coming.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm walking past this lady, Miss Gladys, all the time. She'd be like, okay, go and come. I'm like, okay, I'm coming.
But
I love it.
Like honestly, like I didn't come to Africa to be around all African Americans.
That's the thing.
Like love y'all great. We are great, I guess I should say. But I didn't come here to be around like in an African American enclave. Me myself personally, and I feel good in any hood. I really truly attribute that to the way that we were raised. Like I feel like I could get dropped off in any country, and as long as I can communicate with people and
Yeah,
speak
speak the language.
speak a language that gets me through day-to-day business, I feel like I would be good in any hood.
But that's not everybody.
Yeah.
It's not.
Everybody, they
Pay your
come,
$8,000 a month.
They feel, they come in here and they think, okay, you might see a place that might look similar to maybe a hood in the States, but it's not, don't have that same hood dynamics.
No.
Those dynamics don't exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ain't nobody shooting you, you know what I mean?
Right.
You come in and do X, Y, and Z in these places where you feel safe at night. Of course, things happen.
Very safe.
Yeah.
You have to be cautious, but you a lot safer here in any hood across Ghana than you are in the States.
Yep.
True.
If
That's
somebody
true.
try to run up in an alleyway, scream, thief, 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 or something, they gonna come out and more likely
They're going to get
injure and mob. It's a mob mentality here.
Yeah.
Ghana's a peaceful place, but until you disrupt that peace
Yeah.
and you harm somebody, it's a mob mentality where you will get mobbed on. They will mob you, but they real passive people where they don't want no trouble.
They're really minding their business for the most part.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know why people are saying that. I feel like it's haters everywhere, and I see some of those comments. I don't even give them any energy. I don't have the energy to respond and be like, oh, as a matter of fact, somebody, I didn't even know that it was a thing where people thought that, there are a lot of those girls who sell real estate, like on, if you just type in Ghanaian real estate or Ghanaian cheap houses, Ghanaian house for rent in Accra, it'll take you down a rabbit hole. There are several of those girls who sell real estate online, and they talk about what you can get for 3,000 Ghana, which is $300, which you can get for $200 a month. And I didn't realize that there are people who thought that those girls were scamming and thought that those were lies until somebody who's partner works for the embassy, who herself, she recently moved to Ghana just a few months ago, said, it's just like, Ghana is really expensive. I was like, yeah, it is. Like, it's just crazy how expensive things are here. She's like, and I just wish people would stop being online talking about, those fake prices, talking about 3,000 CDs for rent. She's like, that's crazy. Our rent is, let's say, like $5,000 a month. And I was like, first of all, skirt, your rent is $5,000 a month? That's what the U.S. Embassy is paying? She's like, yeah, and our house is really outdated. It's really... it's not my favorite, but it's close to the embassy, so we had to stay there. And I was like, well, girl, these people aren't lying.
Well, they're not lying.
So if you could find a way to finesse telling them to add that to your partner's salary and y'all keep the money and find your own housing, I was like, that's what I would try to do. Like, I want to rework my employment package. Give me that $5,000. For $5,000, do you know
go
what
find
I
you a
could
place for 5,000 CDs, and it would be very nice. A 5,000 CD place would be very nice.
So nice.
Yeah.
It would be like a six-bedroom home on its own compound. But that's neither here nor there. They can't do that.
They can't. It's not an option.
They have to be close to the embassy. But the point is, those people are not lying. What you see on YouTube, those are real prices. Those are real homes. That's what people are really paying. But then the flip side is there are other things in Ghana that are very expensive, and you wonder why. Right? They're very expensive and compared to what they would cost in the U.S. So there is a flip side to it.
Things you import in that's imported in. Most of the things you import in, maybe like electronics, be more expensive.
Yes.
Certain foods like
strawberries. Oh
they
my
don't grow here,
gosh.
so they're expensive.
I haven't had strawberries in so long, just because it's like, okay, I could probably afford to buy them, but it's just knowing how much I pay for them in the U.S. and then paying this amount here just doesn't sit right with me.
The principality. You can get a little thing of strawberries from the new Malcolm Mall.
Yeah.
It's a new Malcolm Mall. Chef's Kiss. It's literally the nicest
so
grocery
nice.
store I've ever been in my life, anywhere in the world. But the new Malcolm Mall has strawberries there, and I want to say they're about $18 to $20 per little box. Per little, like the little strawberry thing with the little clicks, and it clicks over the little clear plastic. They're going for about 200 CDs. Yes. So there are things like that are more expensive.
Anything that's like U.S. made, like Kellogg's, Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the
Oatmeal.
cereal. Oh my
That'll
goodness.
be
Peanut butter.
peanut
Yes,
butter.
yes,
oh,
yes,
man.
yes, yes.
I'm gonna pay that for my damn peanut butter.
Yeah, I be paying for the
They
peanut
hit
butter.
me upside the head, but I'm gonna take that hit.
Yeah.
For the peanut butter. that Peter Pan or that
That
Jiffy.
Jiffy?
Yeah, I'm gonna take that for that Jiffy.
Yeah.
I'm be mad about it. Cause some
Yeah.
things you can't substitute. Like I
Yeah.
tried to get in some peanut butter here.
I've
and
had a
just
couple of
couldn't-
the cheaper peanut butters
Yeah,
here.
I couldn't do it.
You know what I came up on? Because my girls asked me. First of all, God bless their souls. You won't realize until you get here that you miss some comforts. And peanut butter is one of them.
Yeah.
Peanut butter
Yeah.
is one of them.
Jelly you can do it.
Jelly
You
you
can
can-
move.
Oh,
with
they have some
jelly.
good
Move
jams
around.
here.
Yeah, you get some jams.
But
Yeah.
peanut butter, there are levels. There are levels. And so the girls reminded me, it was like, Mommy, did you buy peanut butter for us when I was there in the States? And I was like, dang, what kind of mother would I be if I didn't just go get some peanut butter since they called me across the ocean to ask for it? I didn't have time to go to like Walmart or, to the regular grocery store. So I went up and Dollar Tree, let me tell you, babe, when I say I came up on this bomb off-brand peanut butter, I'm going to have to share it. It's fire. They got the
From
Nutella
Dollar
spread
Tree?
from Dollar Tree, my dude. From Dollar Tree. Fire. They have a honey peanut
I
butter.
tasted some of it the other day.
And fire.
It was actually pretty good.
It was
but
really
it's so
good.
funny because Amina
For $1.
was having a conversation. Her daughter was having a conversation about the peanut butter that her mom was going to bring back, and she didn't remember the name of it. But she was definitely expecting the brand name peanut. She was like, "It has like a J." And I'm like, "Oh yeah."
I expected this Dollar Tree peanut butter
And
to
you
be
came,
gross.
you came back with
But I was
the,
like, but I'm gonna do what Mommy promised she would do, is show up with peanut butter. And then it was fire. And now I've put it up on the cabinet where I hope they can't reach it and that they forget about it.
So you're an Indian giver. Oh, can I say that?
You cannot.
About to cancel you.
Oh my God.
What will be the next episode?
Where it's just Masa and Dre.
Me and Masa.
Sorry about that.
Ooh, we
I grew up in the 90s. We used to just say stuff. Sorry.
said a lot.
We said a lot of things.
You can't say nothing. God, damn,
You can't say
nothing,
anything
yeah.
now.
They had a damn podcast. Yeah.
Ghana. You know what other reasons why I love Ghana? You know who's not canceled here?
Ooh.
Y'all know who not canceled.
Don't I was thinking about
I'ma
this
just say
last
this.
night.
Being from Chicago.
You should say who's not muted.
You know who's not muted here? You know who's not muted here? Who's on full blast? Y'all know who he is. So I'll be so excited when I walk up into Malcolm and be like,
The R.
Yeah. OR. And the thing is, I was in Malcolm and they had a whole R. Kelly. It was like 6 songs in a row.
I didn't think we were saying his name.
We have.
She's canceled the next episode.
I mean, I've already canceled anyway.
Let her get out of her system.
I'm just saying.
Liz, it was 6 songs in a row.
It was like 6 songs.
Did you
What song did
cry?
they? But no, I didn't. But I was definitely singing along. It had been a
With the
minute.
stepping
I was.
with the card.
I said, "Dang, he did have some bops."
bop after bop after bop after bop. Had us in a chokehold. And apparently had people in chokeholds in real life.
Listen, they started playing that World's Greatest. What am I supposed to do with that?
What you supposed to do with that?
Oh, that stuff in the
You
sky.
have
I said, oh, I forgot
Matter
about
of fact, we
this
listened to
one.
that on the way home.
Oh, we're unmuting R. Kelly?
The thing is, we'll just turn on the radio and he'll just come on.
The thing is, in Africa, you cannot avoid it.
You can't avoid it.
You can't avoid it, and then what are you supposed to do?
So what am I supposed to do? I'm gonna tell you right now. If
Turn
he's
it
not
off.
Turn it off.
Turn it off.
That's neither here nor there. The point is that Africa's give or take is give or take. Yes, Accra. Is it what they say? Is it the most expensive city
In the world.
In the world.
Yeah.
It's the
Because of
most
the price of
expensive
living.
compared to the price of living versus what people earn.
Listen, if I was not an American making U.S. dollars, I don't know.
I would-
Honestly, I don't know how people are surviving here.
Oh no.
It is a big
That's.
question.
I mean that respectfully, and I'm not
That
being
is a
funny
big
at all.
question because some people be like, I'm living off of 800 cities a month,
A month. Yeah.
which is like $70 a month. When you can go out and eat
Yeah.
at somewhere
Absolutely.
and pay 800 CDs for that meal
Oh, easily.
In
at
one
certain
night,
places
yeah.
in one night.
Easily.
But that's what they're making for the month.
Yeah. Honestly.
How can you do it? But they make it happen. It's
Mm-hmm.
like more communal living. They're living together. X, Y, and Z. They're putting their money together.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wasn't getting that U.S. dollar and you was getting CDs and you was living here,
It would never
then
happen.
it's like, how can I live? But you can live below your means. You just have to figure
I
it out.
can't live that far below my means.
You,
All these degrees. Come on. No, come on.
I didn't come to this life to
I didn't come
suffer.
here to suffer. I cannot. I cannot do.
You know what? I've tried to like minimalize to the, and it's just at a certain
You
point.
that be you the main one that be at Vine's Chicken and Waffle Brunch.
On Sunday.
The main one getting my nails
Yeah.
done.
Kenya stays getting her
Because
nails
I be
done.
trying, but there's just some
Do you
things.
be
Just
trying?
like Drake can't switch out his peanut butter, I have to get my nails done. I can't.
Do you? Because I have tried to introduce Kenya to press on nails.
They
Did you
just
see how I
don't.
sat here and I pressed
It
on
don't
my
hit
nails?
the. It don't hit the same.
Kenya and Kenya doesn't just get her nails done because I get my nails done. Let's talk about prices. I get a no chip mani pedi at my girl's container place It has air conditioner though, but it is a little container place off a rough road. Charity been hooking me up for a smooth 80 CDs. For the
About
mani and the
$7.
petty. For the mani and the petty. No chip.
Well, first of all, let's talk about it because you told me that. Then I went to Charity and she gave me like an American prize. I said, now
Did you say you were my sister?
She knew who I was, yes.
Girl, well, she don't like you.
Which is fine. I never went back. No disrespect, Charity. I'm sure you do great work for other people.
That really
But
sucks.
she definitely did not give me the same price that she gave you.
Played you. Girl, mine was a smooth.
She ain't played me. She played herself. I've never been
She
back.
did play herself. She did play herself. Charity, I'll be back. You know,
Right, forget my
no.
sister talking about.
like, forget what King is talking about.
That could ruin
But
our
no,
relationship.
The reason why I haven't been back, Charity, is because I have now discovered. You know how they always had those fantastic press-on nails in the beauty supply stores and in Walmart and stuff, but the glue was always so
Yeah,
trash.
yeah.
So now I figured out a life hack where I can buy those $3 nails, and then you come here and you pay a nail tech like $3 to put on your $3 nails.
With
They'll
the
put
acrylic.
underneath it, or they have like really strong like professional glue, and it stays on for weeks. Just as hard as a nail, looking like I
So
got
you
a
paying about
$100 nail
$7
job.
for a manicure, pedicure with $7.
Yeah.
To get hair done, what would you say that costs? I know when I bring tourists here for braids, it's probably like 200 CDs.
I was gonna say, it shouldn't be
Yeah, it's
more
about
than
200
200.
CDs. I pay
$18,
$150 to get
$17.
my hair twisted and styled
Yeah.
for my
So
locks.
that's what, 150 CDs?
Yeah.
So about $15, $12, something like that.
Yeah.
But if you go outside of Accra, if you live in somewhere outside of Accra, you can cut that in half.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
You can cut that in half.
Absolutely.
You're getting hair braided for $7.
I mean,
You're
I
getting
got
hair braided for $5.
I got a haircut one time for like $1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't happy with my cut.
I mean, the cut was some bullshit.
Yeah. Hey man, what the hell?
But it was $1. You get what you pay for, Dre.
It's
Come on, you dragged
some good
it.
barbers.
$1.
It's a good barber for $1. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? People pay that. I pay about I pay about $10, I think, for my haircut. You know what I mean? Because I tip my guy. You know what I mean? And that's high. People think that's, whoa, you pay that for a haircut? Like, yeah, it's $10. My barber back in the States like $60. But one thing you don't want to do is try to compare prices.
Yeah,
If you
yeah, yeah.
compare prices, that'll mess you up all day long.
All
It's
day.
only this. It's only that.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, you do that when you first move here. You think in dollars. So when people
Definitely.
tell you like, this is how much
First
the
move,
bill
we
is.
still do that to this day.
We do, but
It's
then
hard to not do it.
It's hard to not.
We do still think in dollars, but then since we know what the CDs are, and be like, are you mad?
Oh, yeah,
And then
yeah, yeah.
sometimes you giggle and laugh and be like, did I just spend 15 minutes of my life trying to talk this
It's
person
not
down?
that serious.
Did I just haggle?
You just
15 minutes of
haggle
my
for like,
life over 20 CDs?
yeah.
$2. I have done it.
It'd be the principle.
It be
Yeah,
the principality
yeah,
of the
yeah.
matter.
It is.
Like, what do you mean 220? You just leave it for the 180 now. $4 is
You
what
get
I'm
worked
looking
up
for.
over $2 quick. Quick.
Just leave it for the 170.
I love to tell them, hey, we're all here together in Accra. I'm here with you. I live
love
here. I'm not
that.
visiting. I love to let them know I'm not
You do.
visiting.
You do. Like,
Come
give me
on
the
now.
normal price.
Come on now.
Give me the regular
We're
regular
all
regular
here.
price.
Now we all there, Accra.
So, no, there are things that, so let me think. Like, okay, another example. So, because of the area that we live in, right, East Lake on Hills, there's a really nice gym out there. Nice. It has all of the equipment.
Bells and whistles.
Bells and whistles. And it's bells and whistles, and the Bluetooth is our Aura,
Wow.
and a whole bunch of Davido and just all the Afrobeat. So just imagine you walking into your local LA Fitness, right? Or Family Fitness, and it's just like nothing but Afrobeats. It's such a vibe. I want to say that my membership there was very expensive because it's a bougie little place. I want to say it was like $300 Ghana per month. So about $27, $28 per month. But you get unlimited personal training.
Oh.
Unlimited personal training.
Oh,
As a matter of
okay.
fact, you gotta. I literally had to tell person, look here, I'm not here for you today. Like, I'm on this
Leave
treadmill.
me alone.
And it's like, it's time for you to get off there and move on to these weights. I'm on cardio today. Okay, I want to walk slowly to cardio, and I don't want you over here stressing me out. I'm not doing planks with you today. I ain't anybody fooling with you today. But like, really, really good personal training. So shout out to that place. I had stopped it because y'all be cheap. Can you get on me?
Masa is
So at a certain
cheap.
point, I was like, what do I look like when I can just walk? My legs are working. These streets are free. I can walk in the sunshine for free. Why should I be paying
Mess
every
around
month,
and twist
every
your
month?
ankle out here in
Every
these
month,
streets.
every month, I have to pay.
Out of the gutter.
We're listening. The
Wasting
streets are
$300.
dangerous.
Wasting wasting 300 Ghana when I can be saving down my money.
You just reminded me of something though when you were talking about how the trainer was giving you like the unsolicited training. People, especially with myself,
bad.
please, this is the second time now. People do not like to see women just like kind of like doing things on their own here in Africa. Like if you go to like a grocery store, for instance, you might just have somebody just like walk up and be standing here like, wait, like what, can I take your basket? In America, you're used to just going to the grocery. I like to go to the grocery store in the U.S. and just like zone out a little bit. Like I'll stroll, look around.
Walmart was an outing for you.
It used to be chilling.
Target?
Forget about it.
Wow.
But like here, it's like they really want to like help you out, and you just feel like
It's a lot of stuff you can do yourself.
I'm
if
okay. They don't want to
want
see you
do
doing it yourself.
Is they cater to
Yeah.
a lot of things here where
It's true.
It's a lot of service that can be had. Going out, somebody parking attendant.
Oh, the park. Oh
Parking
my
attendant. There's 100
God.
parking attendants.
You're not gonna find anybody more serious about their job than these parking lot attendants.
If they ran the country,
Listen,
that's who
you
that's
think
who-
you
that's who
think
should be
Ghana's
running-
advanced now?
That's who should be running.
If these parking lot attendants,
ran the country
in
in Ghana.
Parliament. Lord have mercy. These parking attendants, including the one outside. The one outside today, I don't know who homeboy is. Now, we done been here 2 times in the last few days. Now, the first day I did back out, and I came back with my
yeah,
back.
he wants everybody to back
He
in.
want me to back in. All the other cars are backed in today. I decided I'm not going to do it.
I won't do it.
I won't do it. So I was looking at him, looking at me as I pulled in from my front. And he came to me, hey, no, can you I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I just turned off the key and like walked out. And that was me taking a stand.
Yeah, you took a stand
I'm
against
not.
the parking
I've been
attendant.
parking for over 20 years, my dude. I have been parallel parking since I was 17. I'm good. I know how to pull into a parking space. And today I decided I'm not backing in. What is it?
They take their job very
Very
seriously.
seriously.
Very seriously.
Wow.
Yeah. So parking lot attendants for president, yeah.
Let's start a new party.
Yeah, go get the party.
Parking lot.
PLA. Parking lot
party.
attendants.
LA
lot
party at
attendants.
Ghana.
The PLA, parking lot attendants of Ghana.
Woo,
Lord
child.
have mercy. So yeah, just like, but then for all of that, I mean, for me it feels pretentious. Like I've been pushing grocery carts. For,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
That's
You
our
won't.
job.
You won't
I just feel
imagine
so
the things that we're over there doing on our own in America.
What? Scrubbing toilets?
Oh my
Washing
goodness.
clothes, doing laundry, carrying groceries, cooking for ourselves, we're driving ourselves here and dead.
But that's the customer service that's
I know,
here
it
that
just
you
feels
allow
so
where
pretentious sometimes.
yeah, it does, but it's like, you know, you get catered to here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's
do.
like, man, if you like to be catered, oh, this is the place to be.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
You know, in all aspects.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, to be catered to.
It's true.
So back to price of living,
Mm-hmm.
groceries. You got a family. What would you say you spend a month?
So I have before Kenya finally relented and agreed to live with me, as families are supposed to do in Africa on a
true.
She
family
was living her best
compound.
life in the streets.
Bump that.
She was in the streets.
Be on the family compound.
Family compound,
Be on
yeah.
the family compound. So before that, for me and my whole household includes the driver, the nanny, myself, and 2 children. 5 of us, I would say that our grocery budget was 1,000 Ghana a week. So
Okay, about $100,
so about $100 a week.
$90.
Yeah, $90-something per week. So let's call it $400 a month.
It's not bad.
I would say the Wi-Fi was probably about $30 a month, right? I would go through that 550 Ghana MTN fiber package, maybe once every 6-7 weeks or so, right? So Wi-Fi about $30 a month. Gas. Now gas is gas anywhere.
Propane, gas.
No, I'm talking about the actual
Fuel.
Oh, fuel, yeah,
fuel
yeah,
for your
fuel,
vehicle.
fuel.
Fuel for your vehicle is
Same.
It's the same.
It ain't
Yeah.
really.
It's $4 or $5, guys. It is what it is, right? But you don't have to do that. There are many other public transportation options. Let me think. I have my girls in a lot of activities. Okay, that's a big difference. For me, that's the largest difference as a mother, is I have my girls in a whole lot of activities. And it's not even that I couldn't necessarily have afforded them in the U.S. I would have been sacrificing to put them in tennis 4 days a week. I mean, tennis is a rich person's sport, right? So like they're in tennis lessons 4 days a week here in Accra. They were in piano 2 days a week, right? The piano instructor came to the house. They were in ballet and coding and swimming. So ballet and coding are at school, but the swimming and the tennis and the piano are all extra curricular activities. I want to say all in for their activities, maybe I pay about $300 a month is what I
That
pay.
ain't bad at all.
Of course
that's,
it's not
That's
bad.
only one thing
Yeah.
for one
Oh,
kid.
for one child.
For one
Yeah.
child a
Yeah,
month.
one activity.
I have my oldest son stays with his father in Chicago. His drum lessons are $90 an hour.
Well, you see.
$90 per
Yeah.
hour. So he, of course, only takes 1 hour a week. And we split it. Like, you better figure it out. You just get 1 hour a week out of here. But the girls are in private tennis lessons with tennis pros for, 4 days a week. I mean, it's amazing. You can't compare it.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the cost of living here, you can afford a beautiful, beautiful life. It just depends on what you want.
What you want? What are you looking for?
Yeah.
And what are you actually looking for? Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing, and live for yourself, basically.
Yeah, I would probably say add on to that cost of living. You can Uber around if you don't have your car, if you don't want to pay that gas. An hour in an Uber would be less than $10.
Yeah.
For an hour, because you're gonna be in traffic depending on where you're going to.
Yep.
If you want to get less expensive than that, you can take the local Trotro, which is like
Trotro.
a van. It's like our Metro bus back home. Trotro is like a van that drives, and you catch that, and that's what, $1 or what? What is it? Like
$2 to get you from one side of town to the other.
Yeah.
Because
Shoot.
$2 would be 20 CDs. That'll take you far.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that'll take you.
that'll take
really
you all
far.
from where we at to Osu.
Yeah, it would take you
Yeah.
something that would be an hour's drive in traffic.
Yeah.
If you take a Trotro and pay $2 for it, you would get like an hour's distance.
You have to take a couple. You got to learn the
Of
Trotro
course
system.
You have to
We
learn
got to
it.
learn the metro.
They're gonna
system.
yell. Yeah, they're gonna be yelling out the
You
window
gonna
where
be
they're
all
going.
confused, like, shit, hey, yo, yeah.
So, Medina.
That's what you're gonna hear. Medina.
Listen.
Hop on there and not know what's going on.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this and you're not Ghanaian or African, right, and you have not lived or you have not lived in Africa recently, please, by all means, Uber is your friend. They also have Bolts. By all means, we beg you, don't be sitting here trying to prove your street cred.
Stay away from
by
taxis.
getting in a taxi or a Trotro.
Oh yeah.
Don't be over here trying to
Yeah,
get a taxi or Trotro saying, I'm coming home. Accra looks different every time I leave and come back. There's a new building going up. You'll get lost in this place. Do not be over here trying to prove your street cred, taking taxis or Trotros, or take them at your own risk. But Ubers will get you everywhere you want to go for the low.
Yeah, if you living above, they can get you a driver,
Get you a driver.
and that'll probably depend on the vehicle. Personal car, probably around like $35 a day to maybe $50 US a day. If you got like an SUV, anywhere from 60 to, if you go with like the Land Cruisers or the Pradas, probably about $80 to $100 a day. If
Dre,
you want
that's
to
how
get a
much y'all
driver.
be paying?
No.
Come on,
Yeah, Dre said,
baller,
nah.
man. Dre,
Not
that
me.
ain't what you, because you live. I'm like, Dre, now come on now. Do you need me to talk to somebody for you?
No,
Okay.
I got it.
You talking about like individuals who are traveling here, who are renting drivers for the day or for their stay. Yes, that's
you
correct.
get
Those
like
are
a
correct
monthly
prices.
fee, a monthly
Yeah.
price. But then too, I tell people that you might be like, well, that's high, but at the same time, if you're here trying to make some moves and you're trying to learn the terrain of Ghana, that's not expensive. Because you will get your money taken. You're going to be spending more than you should be spending on certain things.
That's true.
And it's going to take you a lot longer to get what you're trying to get.
Yeah.
And so sometimes the efficiency of paying a driver is worth its price in gold.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Especially if you're trying to build or do stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it can be high, but if you're trying to get in and figure things out, they're going to be able to tell you, oh, this is what's going on here. That's that. Oh, don't pay that. You know what I mean? They're going to tell you because whoever's trying to charge you going to feel different when they see somebody there with you.
Definitely.
They going to look at each other, you know what I mean? Like, nah, this ain't going to fly. We're not going for that. Or they need a discount. 'Cause
Yeah.
everything here is almost negotiable.
Yeah.
Everything here is negotiable almost.
Unless you're in a grocery store.
Yeah, and they got
or a
price-
restaurant that has a price listed.
Because everything, you haven't got no prices on it.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
ain't no price on it, it's negotiable.
It's negotiable. That's for sure.
And so you might see yourself spending, and even coming from, you just coming to Ghana for the first time, cut everything in half. The
Yep.
price, cut it in half.
Yep. Whatever they told you is twice as expensive.
Cut it in
And
You
half.
better believe it,
And-
especially if you find yourself here during Debt to December.
Oh, if it's there to December, cut everything in a third. Whatever they told you, divide by 3 and pay 1/3 of that. Offer to pay 1/3 of that last, and come and see.
And see what they say.
See what-
And,
they
and if
say.
they can't make a profit, they won't sell it.
Yeah.
If
Right,
they don't profit,
exactly.
they're going to sell it.
Because then they'll start telling you the profit. Like
They'll
but
start
but
to tell you, but I paid myself. I paid. Yeah, yeah.
So at least give me the 5 CDs profit.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. When they start telling you, I myself I paid, then you know you've got them down.
You've got to the nitty gritty of it.
Down to the
Yeah.
But that's something you won't know unless you have somebody there to tell you.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And so, yeah, those are the expenses living in Ghana. Where
But I don't pay that for a driver. Then you just need to get your own truck. Why don't you just have your own
if
vehicle?
you have your own vehicle, then you can.
You can-
My
pay-
Dre doing all right now.
If you,
I
if
know
you,
Drake balling. Drake doing better than
no,
all right. Drake
no,
is balling.
I'm not balling.
Masa over here concerned about your driver rate.
Right.
Dre, what I'm saying is, I pay like $200
Yeah,
a month.
for your.
Yeah, you
for a
can get a
driver.
driver for $150 a month. I'm talking about the dedicated, your own driver. So my driver has gotten raises over the last couple of years because he's been. Matter of fact, we got him from the Airbnb.
We got him for the Airbnb, yeah.
We met him at the Airbnb, realized that he'd be a solid dude, and he was driving us also when we were at the Airbnb. I want to say for $40 or $50 a day, we could rent him out with the car that came along with the Airbnb. But fast forward 2 years later, I want to say maybe I started him out at like $150 a month, and now he's at $250, and he lives with us. And he gets 3 meals a day.
He lives in the security post, let's
He
be
lives,
clear.
yeah, he lives in the, I'm sorry. He
boys'
lives
quarter.
Yeah.
he lives in the boys'
So what
quarter.
is a boys' quarter for those who don't know what a boys' quarter is?
There's no polite way to say, because I was about to say servants' quarter. The extra part of the house, the back of the house. It's a back, but we don't have
It
anything
can be
like
the
that
front
in
of the house too.
Yeah, because it's the front at our
literally
house.
the front of the house.
It's an extra,
It's an extra-
living quarters on your
Staff
compound
quarters.
for the staff.
Staff
Yeah, it's a
living
staff quarters.
quarters. So
Staff
he lives
living
in the
quarters.
Which is
staff
common
living
here.
quarters.
Very
Yes.
common. Very common.
Yes.
And so they live on the property and they take care of the property. So
Yeah.
usually might be a nanny who might be the housekeeper, might be the security guard, or might be the person who take care of the grounds. It might be multiple people
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
that lives on the property.
Correct.
You know, what's his name? Our Fresh Prince.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
He would live in
the boys' quarters.
Yeah, he would live in the boys' quarter.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta be a multi-millionaire.
Not at all.
You ain't
Not
gotta
at
be
all.
a hot shot lawyer like
Right,
my
right,
son
right.
over here.
It's what I'm describing is normal. It's normal to have a driver.
Yeah.
Like if you're
Oh,
earning normal money.
That was actually also included in that first house that I was talking about at 1,500 cities a month. I had a boys' quarters and
correct.
you
had a really nice boys' quarter.
it was a nice size and a boy
Yeah.
that lived there.
Yeah. So
Had a little boy toy in there.
He was.
that is not what you heard.
That's why I didn't even want to say it 'cause I'm like, no.
Because I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 100. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it 100 because sometimes us guys, get a bad rep on going to like Brazil and Colombia, X, Y, and Z.
Oh.
Now, let me
No,
get-
listen,
no,
Dre.
I'm not taking it there.
No,
That's what
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah.
It's women who move here.
No, that's why I
who
say
have their boys' quarter.
no.
they have
Yeah,
their
yeah,
little
yeah.
young
That's why I
man.
want to say. Listen, now I did not engage, but honestly, like if
I'm
I
not
make,
accusing you.
if right, no, but I'm saying, but if I did make that move, he would just be there doing whatever else.
Dang it, my God. Human trafficking much? Lord have
Right.
mercy.
I did not. I actually had him doing legitimate work around the house.
with his shirt off
Yeah.
on.
It was off sometimes. Not gonna lie.
He was a little cutie, too.
He was adorable. He was so
He
young.
was so cute.
But yeah,
Anyway, that is such a tangent.
complete tangent.
Point is that boys' quarters, get you one. Driver, get you one.
Yeah.
Private driver, get you one.
The
they're
prices,
just
haggle them.
haggle them, but just,
If you get a good Uber driver and you comfortable,
That's
Steal
true.
him.
Get his number.
Steal
Yeah,
steal
yeah.
him and he can be your driver.
Yeah,
for
he
you.
can be your driver, yeah.
Employ him.
It's
Employ him for the
true.
whole time that you're here, or just employ him, period.
It's true.
Employ him, period. Like
Because, like you
make
said,
an
everything is negotiable. So, yeah. You can talk to, hey, you doing all right at this job? You like this job a lot? You committed? Because you might want to come over here to, death row.
You're over there dancing all in videos.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Dancing. Nah, but for real. So, just It's all about talking and negotiating, really, here in Africa.
I just, for me, when you compare the cost of living in the United States versus the cost of living over here, it's like comparing apples to oranges. Because first of all, what we're paying for, like what the life I'm paying to live over here is not a life that I could have ever remotely afforded in the U.S. I don't know a single person in the United States who has staff living with them. I don't personally know them. I know people in some massive, massive house. I know a lot of very wealthy people.
Know nobody.
I don't know
think
anybody who has staff who can
Staff
afford to pay staff living
on
with
the
them
premises.
365.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who has a Jeffrey the butler. Nobody. And I don't know anybody who has a driver who works for them full time. I don't know anybody whose children is like in a private tennis academy. I just don't know those people. I know people whose children go to tennis at the Y, or whose children play tennis at like their high school. I don't know anybody whose children are in the level of tennis that my children are in at the age of 8 and 9. So Ghana, bottom line is, get you some remote money.
Yeah.
Get you some
and it can be affordable for anybody, depending on.
It could be a low hanging remote job.
Yes.
You can
Absolutely.
make $17 an hour.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
Be doing balling out here. I mean, not balling, but you be doing great.
You're gonna be doing real well.
Big facts.
Real well.
It's almost like you can multiply that by 3, living in the States, and that's what you be getting. But you be getting a lot more of your money here.
Yeah.
Than you could if you
Money
you
goes a lot
multiplied it by
further.
3.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all about the price of living in Ghana.
Yeah.
And that was episode. I've really lost count this time.
7?
I think that was episode 7.
Ish.
Can
Listen,
you
y'all
still
know.
single?
I am,
Dre's
but I
still
think
single.
I know, right?
Single
Dre's
and
still
working.
single.
And he got a monkey.
Right. Dre got a monkey. Dre got mountain views.
He got Mountain Views.
Dre got acres.
Listen,
Listen,
he got a driver.
Bottom line is, hit me up in Legally Masa.
I was about to say that's my sister's job.
If you're interested in either of these two young fine, but see no pimples, fine boy, connecting beard. His beard doesn't just go like this. It stops here.
It's
goes
not
here.
patch.
It's not patch. It goes connectively. But anyway, yeah, Ghana, we did.
We did.
Ghana, we're never going anywhere.
All right, guys. Please remember to like and subscribe
And share.
and share. All right. Guys.